Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, and I am the host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you are enjoying this show, you should also check out the Premier Boys Podcast, hosted by myself, Aaron Kintok Sands, the Star Rider Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal, where we discuss many topics within the culture, from music, love, relationships, sex, politics, and many more. We could make you laugh, but the show could also get a little raunchy and may not be for everybody. But if you're willing to take that risk, check out the Premier Boys Podcast every Wednesday, a part of the Premier Powerverse. Other show you could check out on the Premier Powerverse is King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron King Talk Sands every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod every Monday at 12 p.m. And Welcome to the Trilogy hosted by Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Listen and support on every show in the Premier Powerverse. Thank you for listening to this message and enjoy the show. You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 8. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Boys Podcast, and your host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. First thing first, I just want to thank everybody who tuned in to the Season 8 premiere of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. You know, it really means a lot, and I'm happy that y'all are still on this journey with me. And once again, I thank you. And on this episode, we have another Top 20 Countdown show. And of course, we got Jaylan back on the show where we discuss our favorite Top 20 Biopics movie. This was a really fun episode, and I'm happy for y'all to check this episode out. And y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and
This is Paige from the Badass Fabulous podcast, and you're listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, it's time for MrGentleman Facts quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, when you're doing something that you love, it's no longer just work, it's your passion. And I say this because if you know in your heart that you're doing something that you love, do all that you can to get it done. Don't let other people's opinions stop you from doing something that you love. And that is today with the Gentleman Facts quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, and I am the host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Off Series Thursdays, where we have all of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcasts every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Rider Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, and tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheers!
My name is Jaylan Salah, and you are listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, we got the top 20 countdown show. And of course, I got my guest host. Y'all should already know her by now. She's been on a couple of the episodes. This is our first time back on the show this season. We got Miss Jaylan on the show. Jaylan, how you been doing? Welcome back.
Hi, Kenny. How are you? I'm so happy to be here. I love the MrGentleman show.
Yes, and I'm happy to have you back. And, it's been a while. Last season, we had you on the show twice. Now we got you back on the show. And it's always fun to do the top 20 countdown show with you. But this time we are doing our top 20 biopics, movies, or shows. So before we start the list, I got of course I got a couple of questions to ask you before we start. So first thing first, how you feel about biopics?
I hate them. I'm tired of biopics, Kenny. I don't know.
Well,
I'm so tired of biopics. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like enough biopics, but they're getting more. So the world is conspiring against me, obviously.
yeah. I mean, for me, I like biopics. Depend on the person and depend on who's writing it. Not all biopics is good. But I like when people tell their stories. But I like it when they tell it the right way and not just made up. I like it when it's the person really behind it, or person that close to the sources behind it. But yeah, I like biopics. I like biopics. But my next question, I got a few more questions. Next is, who do you want to see have a biopic who had not have a biopic yet?
I think Madonna. Like, I want to see a Madonna biopic or a Britney biopic. Definitely. Like, let's get those women with tumultuous lives. Let's watch them. See what their lives are like. This is going to be fun. Especially if they get a good actress who can sing and dance and play the craziness of these singers. Other than that, I don't know. Charles Bukowski. Can we get a biopic about him? Famous poet. But someone who's deranged, couldn't go be brutal and bad and alcoholic. I want a great actor to play him.
I know Madonna would be interesting. I already got a person. I got an easy person for Madonna. Lady Gaga should play Madonna off the bat. That'd be the perfect person.
Please.
For
the only person who should play Madonna.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, I agree. Who I want to see, I've spoken about this a couple of times. Of course, Stevie Wonder. I want to see a biopic for Stevie Wonder. I want to see Diana Ross and the Supremes. Don't think that's ever going to happen because reasons, but I do want to see one of that. Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
Marvin Gaye.
Wow.
And
great pick.
Last one, Jay-Z.
And Stevie Wonder biopic is a must. I think it should happen at some point. Like, they should plan it. I'm sure they can't miss it. Imagine his life, and the actor playing him should be like one hell of an actor. There are a lot of people. And one of my favorite actors ever is now getting grave reviews, Gerald Jerome. He's playing Jennifer Lopez's son, Unstoppable, and I can't wait to see this film. Also, there is Sing Sing, starring Carmen Domingo, whom I kind of hope would be like the first Oscar contender, because everybody's just giving him. So there are lots of options who can play. Yes, I love comedy.
For a lot of things. Yeah. And of course, we got a lot of new biopic coming up. Before we get to the list, we got a lot of biopic coming up. We got, of course, the new Michael movie coming out next year, which it's an all-star lineup. It's an all-star lineup for that. I heard Snoop Dogg is having one. I know Pharrell is having a cartoon biopic. I saw the trailer for that. Yeah.
Really?
A cartoon biopic. Yes. It looked interesting. There's a couple other people. I know the Bee Gees.
Awesome.
The Bee Gees is having a biopic. I wanted them to have a biopic for a long time. Yeah, the Bee Gees.
You love the Bee Gees. You're like my friend Chris.
Yeah, I love the Bee Gees. Yeah, and there's a couple more, but
Who doesn't?
But I know those are the ones that I heard recently that is having a biopic. And my last question:
4 Beatles movies. There will be 4 Beatles movies at some point, which is making me sick imagining it. Like, why are you guys crazy? What's going on with the world? So I don't know. So there will be like a flood of biopics.
Wait, you said the Beatles?
4 movies. Yes, 1 for each Beatle. I'm telling you.
Oh wow! That's interesting. That could be a long movie.
Exactly.
That could be a long movie. And my last question before we start the list is, what biopic did you saw, but you were very disappointed when you saw it?
I Want to Dance with Somebody because I'm one of the biggest Whitney Houston fans. I adore this woman. Okay, I love her crazily, and I love actually like singers who had like, kind of like lived lives on both ends of the scandal. Ones who went raw and real and just had their lives torn by art. I love those kind of singers. Whitney was this, and I love everything about her. I loved Bodyguard as a kid growing up. It was like my favorite romantic action movie. So seeing that biopic, it was like, nah, you didn't capture her spirit. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a lot of mixed reviews on that. I didn't see it. I know it's on Netflix. I meant to watch it, but I heard a lot of mixed reviews about it. But yeah, I know for me, Bob Marley, the One Love biopic.
You were disappointed, right? Me too.
I felt like, I mean, the actor, he did a good job. Me too. He did a good job, but I felt like a lot of the story was missing, and also I felt it was all over the place. It wasn't really bad, but it just wasn't. I felt like it was missing. It was missing a lot.
I love the costume work too, and the hair and makeup. It was so good, on point. But the film itself, like, was missing a lot. Like I said, Ben Kingsley Nadir or something. He did the role really good.
He did a good job. Yeah. He did a good job, but
the film itself wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was all over the place. It was going from childhood to current to childhood to another timeline. It was doing a lot, and like I said, it was just missing. I feel like a lot of when I watch biopics, I want to learn something. I didn't learn nothing from One Love. I think I knew everything. I knew everything that happened in One Love. So I wanted to learn something. And
you're right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But it's time to dive into our top 20 biopic movies.
Ooh.
And of course, you're going to go first because you already know. You already go first.
All right.
So what is your number 20?
So my number 20 is Priscilla, directed by Sofia Coppola, starring Jacob Elordi and Kaylee Spain. Why is that? Because, first of all, Kaylee was just brilliant as Priscilla. I really liked the direction of the film. I liked the idea of demystifying this toxic grooming relationship of a guy loving a 14-year-old girl, and just sweeping her off her feet. Also kind of deconstructing the myth of falling in love with the star and showing the star as an awful person to love. I think Sofia Coppola really knows how to capture girls and women at a particular stage of their lives. So I love the film for that. So it's number 20.
Okay, nice. So my number 20. So I saw this movie on 2010 with a friend who I'm no longer friends with. Me and him, not friends. No, I'm not going to get to that. I don't get
Goodbye. To that. Good riddance. We don't need this friend.
Yeah. And I saw this movie for free. So. And at the time, I was a big fan of this social media app. I mean, now it's just weird now. I'm talking about the Social Network. Network, the life of Mark Zuckerberg, who was played by Jesse Eisenberg. Adrado was played by Andrew Garfield, and Sean Short Parkins, played by Justin Timberlake. And
Yes.
And I enjoyed the movie. It very inspiring stuff like that. At the time, I was during that time I was going through a time when I was aiming for to do better in life. And this movie was very motivated, and and I was a big fan of Facebook at the time. So
Exactly.
so I really enjoyed this movie, and yeah, this is my number 20, The Social Network.
Awesome. I like Social Network, and also it's directed by David Fincher, right? So it's like one of the
Yeah.
best directors ever. So yeah, I remember this movie. We had to be obsessed with it. Like we
Yeah.
all wanted to know who Mark Zuckerberg was. So that
Yeah,
and the script also was just so good. So yeah, what a great thing. What a great thing.
It was really good. It was really good. All right, so what's your number 19?
Okay, my number 19 is Walk the Line, directed by James Mangold, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon, about Johnny Cash. And I remember seeing this movie back in the day, like around it, and all the hype, Reese winning the Oscar, blah, 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 stuff like that. But I love Joaquin. I think he's one of the most talented, crazy actors. So I think I just wait for opportunities to watch him in movies. And I like the movie. I really like the movie, the mood, the costumes, the direction. I wanted to know about Johnny Cash, who was like a very unknown, for me, as an outsider, an unknown singer for me. So it's kind of interesting. So I really like this. So it's my number.
Okay, nice. I mean, it gonna be some movies on this list that it gonna be movies that I wanted to see, but I never got a chance to see it. That was one of them. Walk the Line. That was one of them. There's a lot of movies that at the time I didn't know about.
I kind of recommend it. It's entertaining.
Yeah, I like a couple of movies like this. The Freddie Mercury movie I never got a chance to see, and other movies that I just never got a chance to see that I need to see now. So that's it. This is definitely on my list that I definitely got to see. My number 19. I saw this next movie that came out in 1993. I watched this as a kid. It was about one of my favorite martial artists. We got Dragon, a Bruce Lee story. So I watched this going up.
Is this good? I haven't watched it.
Yeah, this is a very long time ago. This was like 93. So I was a kid when I watched this. I was a kid. So I haven't watched it in a very long time. Because it's about the life of Bruce Lee, played by Jason Lee Scott. Jason Scott Lee. No, they're not related.
Wow.
but yeah, I know, shockingly. But nah, this was a really good movie. Can't remember everything, but as a kid, I wanted to. He was one of my favorite martial artists. I wanted to know more about him. Then I found out he died. Like, dang. So he died very, pretty much halfway where I wasn't even born. So, but his story of coming from where you come from and to America, it became this big movie star in America. It was very. I liked it. I liked this movie. So yeah. So my 19 Dragon, a Bruce Lee story. I don't know where you can watch it now, but yeah.
I hope I can find it. Let's look around the internet, see where it's streaming or whatever. Hopefully.
Yeah. So what's your number 18?
Okay, my number 18 is Ray. Okay, directed by Taylor.
I got Ray as well, but I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you where I have it, but I do got Ray as well.
Okay. Awesome.
We got one movie to say.
Ray is directed by Taylor Hackford, starring Jamie Foxx. It's about Ray Charles, and I love this film. And Jamie Foxx blew me away with his performance. Won the Oscar, deserving. So I love everything about this film, and I love knowing more about Ray Charles because it was kind of a mystery to me. So you can imagine my happiness watching it. It was just beautiful.
So
and I love the music too.
Oh yeah. You know what? I'm gonna talk about it now. I'm not gonna tell you where I got him on the list, but I'm gonna talk about Ray. I love this movie as well. Jamie Foxx did his thing. Jamie Foxx is one of my favorite actors, and I'm happy that he won the Oscar for that role. One thing, Ray Charles picked Jamie Foxx off the back and work with him before he died.
Oh, wow.
With Jamie, yeah. So Ray Charles handpicked Jamie Foxx to do this role. And I know doing this role, Jamie Foxx was having a lot of problems. He had to put stuff in his eyes and pretend to be blind for a long period of time, and it was a lot during this process. But the thing was,
worth it.
Yeah, but it's worth it, exactly. And Jamie Foxx studied this man from everything, from the movement, the voice, the singing, everything, and he did
And
amazing. You know.
now that you're talking, Ken, you got this interesting idea in my head. How actors sometimes suffer a lot for the art. Like sometimes we
Yeah,
only take
yeah,
actors for, like, oh yeah, rich people, celebrities. No, 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 no. Some actors really give it their all and they
yeah,
get broken bones and they get mental issues and they go
yeah,
through a lot of hardships for a role
yeah.
just to make us enjoy it and
Yeah,
to
true.
be appreciated. So really films like that, like Ray and others, they make us
Yeah,
appreciate art more and more and more.
yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. And it was a lot. It was a lot during the process, but he got it done. He got he won the award for it. And Jamie won. Jamie was nominated 2 years that year and at the Oscars. He was nominated twice that year for Ray and Collateral. So yeah, shout out to Jamie Foxx. That was his year. That was his year. Shout out to Jamie.
Yes.
But when
It was his year. It was his year.
yeah,
That's so true.
but
Love Jane.
but when I get to Ray on my list, you see where I have him. But my number 18. So I got this BT biopic, a BT miniseries. So this was a biopic from another one that I also got on my list that I'm gonna mention a little later. So I got the Bobby Brown story. So Woody McClain played Bobby Brown, and it pretty much talk about Bobby Brown's life after he left New Edition. So from his solo career, from after he left, from when he met Whitney, and from I believe from not close to now, but more like probably like 2010, 2015, I think it's left off from there. And it was a good movie, you know. Woody McClay, he killed it as Bobby Brown. He was a very new actor during this time too. So for his first real role, this was really good. The woman who played Whitney, Gabrielle Dennis, she played a good role as Whitney. I think she did better than the I Want to Dance with Somebody Whitney. I must say.
Everybody should have done better than her. She wasn't really good, I think.
Yeah. But for a television biopic, this is pretty good. And if you want to watch it, you can watch it on BT.
Awesome. Okay.
This is pretty good. Yeah. So that's my number 18. So what is your number 17?
Okay, my number 17 is La Vie en Rose, directed by Oliver Dahan, starring Marion Cotillard. It's My Life is a Rose, or My Life as a Rose. It's about Edith Piaf, the wonderful French singer. And her, like I told you, I love singers with lives, especially female singers. Ups and downs, drugs, alcohol, craziness, mental health problems. I love them because this is, I think, where they give their best. So Edith Piaf is the voice of France, at least old France, of course. She's like, we have a singer like her here in Egypt, Kulthum. You have this female icon of singing, like when you talk about, like a soul or, like a famous singer, female singer that you feel like the whole country, the whole nation is after her. This was France after Edith Piaf. And Marion, who is known for being a petite, beautiful woman, she shaved this part of her hair and she looked really crazy and she played her with intensity. I think she won the Oscar. Yes. So, I mean, what more can you look for? It's an amazing film. I really recommend it, Kenny. And the songs are really good too.
What it called?
La Vie en Rose. La Vie en Rose.
Okay.
I'll send you the whole list after I finish. You have it all.
You know.
Yeah.
All right. So one thing about this list, I do got a couple of deep movies on this list. Oh. So yeah, a couple of deep movies. Yeah. So this next movie, number 17, is a deep movie. I've seen this movie once. This movie came out 2021. This was around the time of the pandemic, and nobody was really going to the movie theaters. So I watched this on Max. And the movie I talk about is Judas and the Black Messiah.
I want to see this movie. Is it good?
Wow. It was. Let's just say it's a powerful movie. It's a very powerful movie, which is the life of Fred Hammond, played by Daniel. I can't pronounce his name. Coutier.
I love him. Daniel Kaluuya, I think.
Coutier,
very amazing.
No, he played on Get Out. He played on Black Panther. He played on
And the beautiful movie with Jodie Comer-Smith, I think. Him and her. What is it called?
Queen of Slim.
I adore this. This film is like my favorite romantic film of the whole world. So I totally get it. He's brilliant, Daniel.
Yeah. And then also we got William O'Neill, who played by Lakeith Stanfield. Yeah, and this is based about the Black Panther movement. And how about the betrayal of Fred Hammond. And yeah, this was a really deep movie. And very powerful. I had to add this on this list. I will definitely watch it again.
Thank you very much. Exactly.
It's a lot. But it's a very good movie. It's a lot, but it's a very good movie though. So you definitely should check this movie out. Yeah, it's a very powerful movie.
You're getting darker on this list, Ken. This is not like you. Where is the happy, cheerful Ken who watches animated films? What happened to you?
Don't worry. I got some light movies too. I got the light movie too. But that my number 17. The movie was directed by Shaquille King.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out. I think it's on Max. It's sometime be on Tubi. You can check it out on Tubi is free, so you can check it out Tubi. All right, what's your number 16?
Okay, it's 127 Hours, directed by Danny Boyle, starring James Franco, and it's an intense experience that I will never repeat. It hurt me really, like it almost ached my body, but it was really good because I think it's about a situation, an unimaginable situation. You wouldn't even imagine it happening to a human being. So, and I went into it really blind, like I thought it was about a guy who was just climbing. I didn't even know anything about the plot. Unlike today, you know everything about a movie. No matter how you try to stop yourself from spoilers enter through your nose, your mouth, your friends, tell it to them, everything. So I went into it blind, thinking it's a cool hiking movie or someone has an accident, But this intensity, and Danny Boyle is really good as a director. So yeah, it was such an intense experience. Gives me goosebumps to the day. And a real life story, so imagine. Okay.
Sound like it's the movie. I gotta check that out. So my number 16. Okay, we back to lighter, bro. Right now. So this movie, I mentioned this movie before on one of our top 20 lists. Actually, we both had this on our list, on our top 20 list, and I mean I had to add it on here because it's a biopic, and I do love this movie. Remember the Titans, 2000s, and
beautiful.
Of course, we got Hammond, Boone, who played by Denzel Washington, and yeah, what to say about Remember the Titans? Amazing cast from Will Passing, Will Harris, young Haley. It's about Coach Boone coaching a high school team and helped them out to legacy. This was a Disney movie, and you already know, amazing movie, Denzel Washington. Yeah, Remember the Titans.
And you can watch it a lot of times too because it's so endearing and lovely.
Yeah, and you can watch this all the time on Disney Plus. So yeah, Remember the Titans. All right, what is your number 15?
My number 15 is Amadeus. Okay, directed by Milos Forman. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Starring F. Murray Abraham and Tom Holtby. It's about the rivalry between Wolfgang Mozart and Antonio Salieri. It's beautiful because it's not a movie about. It's not even a biopic, as in let's put in the life of Mozart. It's about jealousy. It's about how you could be in a particular field of the arts. And I heard it's also one of Baz Luhrmann's, the director, favorite movies ever. So it's about how I can be this person who I have everything. I have talent. I have been trained. I kind of like prevented myself all my life from focusing on anything but the arts. And then someone comes with talent and sweeps everything away. And a jealous person like Salieri would feel like, but why, God, did you give this person more than me? You know what I mean? So I liked watching it because it was great acting, great direction, heartbreaking movie. It kind of made me also like squirm inside because it's about how evil humans can be with each other, how the dark feelings inside of us, if not controlled, can lead us to destroy others whom we deem unworthy of gifts that, let's say, God or were given to them. So yeah, it's a beautiful, brilliant film for that.
Okay, nice. So my number 15. So my number 15. Okay, so I got this movie that was made in 2015. It's funny, number 15, 2015, and it's about a big hip hop group, a big LA hip hop group that came out in the 90s, well 80s. I got Straight Outta Compton as my number 15, who pretty much about, IQ, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E. O'Shea Jackson played IQ, which is his real life son. Dr. Dre played by Corey Harper. Eazy-E played by Jason Mitchell. And it's about the group NWA, how they became what they is, until everything they've been through.
I love NWA, by the way. I listen to NWA when I'm in the gym because the music is just perfect. Imagine how revolutionary it was. Just perfect, seriously.
Yeah. And they changed the game in LA. I'm not gonna lie, they changed the game in LA.
Wow. And they're perfect. I love their music. Yeah, right? Yeah. This is like, wow. Okay, but I haven't seen I don't know if I saw the film or not, but I've got to check it out again. Was it good? Like, did you enjoy it? Do you feel like it gave them, wow?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Yeah, I saw this at the movie, so I did enjoy it. IQ, Dr. Dre, and the real of Eazy-E did one of the producers of the movie. I believe they gave most of the information. I'm pretty sure they left a few stuff out for reasons. but yeah, I enjoyed the movie though. I enjoyed it, and yeah, it's a good movie. But I gotta watch it again. It's been a long time though, but I gotta watch it again. Straight Outta Compton, number 15. Yes. So what's your number 14?
My number 14 is a movie that I just saw. Okay, it's 2024. It's called Dance First. It's directed by James Marsh, starring Gabriel Byrne, and it's about. I love this playwright. His name is Samuel Beckett. He kind of founded the theater of the absurd, where you break the fourth wall when you're interacting with the audience and stuff, and the way the theater of the absurd is just constructed, it was different from any plays or if you love reading plays or even watching plays in the theater, it's different. So he kind of revolutionized the whole thing. The movie was shot in black and white, very beautiful, and it was told from the point of view of the women in his life, like every woman in his life. So for me, this was like a feast. It was like something very exciting and very beautiful to put your hand on. And I couldn't believe myself. Like, I was supposed to I reviewed it for Geek Vibes Nation, and I was like, okay, let me see. But it blew me away. So it was just awesome to learn a lot about him too. When you have like a writer you like a lot and you learn about him, like you said, biopics are supposed to be educational in a way, tell me information about the subject. So this one gave me an insight into him. So it deserved being on my list.
Nice. So my number 14. So this movie came out in 2021. I saw this in my house because we were in a pandemic. Yeah. And this movie is about an artist who died a couple of years ago. She's a legend, and this artist handpicked this person to play her before she died. There's another one like how Ray Charles picked Jamie Foxx. This artist picked her to play her before she died, and they worked on it before she died. The movie I talk about is Respect, 2021. Aretha Franklin, who played by Jennifer Hudson.
Hey, wow. I haven't seen the film. Oh, I love Jennifer Hudson so much. She's just amazing on her voice. So definitely Aretha Franklin would pick her. Wow.
Yep. They started filming it in 2018. But it was hard because they didn't know who to pick, and then they picked her. And then literally, like, I believe next year she died. But but Jennifer, she did her thing in this movie. I gotta see this again. I did see this once, but I did enjoy it. But one thing I gotta say one thing though. Shout out to Marlon Wayans for playing a serious role, cause he killed it. But yeah, Marlon Wayans, he killed it. He killed this role. So that's one thing too about this movie that I really enjoy. He killed the role he did. Yeah, this is a good movie though. I don't know where you can watch this though. That's the thing. I don't know Jake
Nowadays,
Watson, so
it's so
yeah,
scary. You don't know where some films are lost forever. You can't find them on
yeah,
any streaming platform, anywhere. DVDs are no longer being made. So
yeah,
it's a scary world for movies. Sometimes you feel your heart's breaking.
yeah. I know, yeah, I know. But this is a good movie. Yeah, Jennifer Hudson did her thing and did Aretha Franklin justice. But the thing is also that they did another Aretha Franklin biopic, but it was a show biopic, but did not get Aretha approval for that other biopic. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You
I
never
know.
know what's gonna be in it. Maybe it's bad. You never
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's crazy. It's a lot of those that did that. It's a lot of those that did that. But yeah. But what's your number 13?
Here is my list. My number 13 is Papillon, okay, directed by Franklin J. Schaffner, starring Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman. Takes place in the Devil's Island colony in French Guiana, which is about this French person who is trying to escape prison a lot of times. I kind of love this film so much. Because first of all, we love Steve McQueen in our house, so I watched it with my mom. My mom adores this film and adores Steve McQueen. And for my mother, the idea of prison escape films are the best thing that could happen to humanity. So we watched a lot of that. But Papillon, I think, was first of all because it was about the beautiful friendship between two guys. You have two great actors. You have Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman, and you have them together, and it's a very good old classic film. So I really recommend it for every classic movie fan.
I might have to check that out too.
It's so cool. They made a remake, but I didn't really like it. Even my mom watched the remake. So it was starring Charlie Hoffman, the one from Sons of Anarchy, and and Rami Malek. It's starring both of them, but I didn't want to watch it. My mother watched it. But I recommend the 1973 one. Please watch it, everyone.
Okay, I keep that in mind. 1973. All right.
Yep. I'll send you everything.
Oh yeah, you already know. All right, so my number 13. So this movie came out in 2002. This is another deep movie, but it had a happy but it had a happy ending. It had a happy ending though. This was Denzel Washington's directorial debut, and he also starred in this movie with a also debuting Derek Luke. I got Antron Fisher as my number 13. Okay. Yeah, this was a really dark, really deep movie. He grew up as an orphan who was molested as a kid, who his foster mother didn't treat him really bad. He went to the army, and pretty much he met Denzel character, and pretty much his life changed for the better. And then ended up finding his mother, ended up finding his other family members. And he found love, and he learned how to read and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a powerful movie. Let's just say it was a powerful movie. I saw this with my father and my sister when I was younger. So, but this was a really powerful movie. Shout out to Denzel for his directorial debut, because this was his first movie he directed. And shout out to Derek Luke for his first movie. He did an amazing job for his first movie. He should have got nominated for this role. He did an amazing job for his first role. And yeah, Antron Fisher.
He didn't get nominated?
I don't think he's not for this role now.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh my god, a lot of great artists get, like unrecognized or don't, which is why if they don't give Daniel the Dweiler a nomination this year, I'm writing because this woman deserved the nomination for Till. So they can't ignore her this year too.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't care if you have your Nicoles, you have your Angelinas, you have your whatever. Danielle deserves to be on the list. She is a great artist. She's at her all. She eats the roles she plays. And I hear the piano lesson is just amazing. So I can't wait.
I heard about that. I heard about the piano lesson. But I also got a couple of more people on this list who should have got nominated for the Oscars. But when we get to that, we get to that. So what's your number 12?
My number 12 is Serpico. Okay, it's directed by Sidney Lumet, starring Al Pacino, about like policeman Frank Serpico and fighting corruption in the New York police. And I think it's a great film. It's actually won an Al Pacino marathon at some point in my life, and I would watch all his earlier films. This one was like on the top for me. It was just so good.
Nice.
And it's Sidney Lumet too, and he's one of my favorite directors ever. I just love him.
Nice. So my number 12. So earlier I spoke about the Bobby Brown story earlier, but now it's time to talk about the new edition story that came out in 2017, which is also a BT miniseries, and they had an all-star cast for this movie. As I said earlier, Bobby Brown played by Woody McCain, Johnny Gill played by Luke James, Ricky Bell played by Elijah Kelly, Bashard Y.G. Gray played Michael Bibbins, I.G. Smith played by Ralph Tresman, and Ronnie DeVoe played by Keith Powers. And they cast this movie right. Everybody from New Edition, they cast younger them good and older them good, and they sing really good too. And this was a really good biopic. I was impressed by BT for this biopic, and yeah, this is really good. This is something that they did good for recent. So yeah, the New Edition.
You also have to send me this list. You mentioned a lot of good ones. Like, you have to send me your list at some point.
So do you. So you mentioned a lot of good ones. So we gotta share each other's lists. But yeah, this was a really good bio. But this was a really good biopic, and the New Edition story. So what is your number 11? Wow, we're about to get to the top 10 already. I'll get to the top 10. Your number 11.
Okay, so number 11 is very weird. It's a strange French movie, The Story of Adele H. Okay, it's directed by one of my favorite French directors, Francois Truffaut, and stars, if you know her, she's so beautiful, Isabelle Adjani. In Possession, in the old 1970 Nosferatu, she's one of the most beautiful faces, I think, that were on screen. And it's about Victor Hugo's daughter, Adele, who falls in love with an officer and in the military, and he doesn't love her back. And this kind of turns her life upside down. A very passionate woman and unrequited love with a guy. And she just loses it, like this love story destroys her. It kind of ends her. So it's a beautiful film if you want to watch it, and it's based on a true story too. Maybe some historical accuracies have been done for creative purposes, but still it's a reality. And for me, it was strange, like to make a film about Victor Hugo's daughter, other than the famous writer. So I wanted to know why he did it. And when he's strange. Like, it's a strange film. You want to watch it, if you want to enjoy it, but don't go in with any expectations. But I just...
Okay, so my number 11 is the movie that came out in 2001. This was a really good movie from this actor. He got recent backlash, but this movie, he did really good in this movie. The person who this movie was about handpicked this person to do this role as well, and I got Ali at my number 11.
Also,
okay, Muhammad Ali played by Will Smith.
Okay,
also in this movie. She was also in this movie, and I ain't gonna lie, Will Smith actually did his thing as Muhammad Ali. He studied him. Ali was with him the whole way doing this movie, and this was another person who got screwed for not getting an Oscar for this role. He should have got an Oscar for this role, but yeah,
definitely.
Ali was a good movie though. Ali was a good movie.
And I love Muhammad Ali Clay. He's like the best ever. Best box and his energy. I think I watched for a moment. I was like obsessed with him, so I watched all documentaries too. So yeah, great pick.
Yeah. That was a really good movie. And Ali had another. Well, a couple years now. A lot of other people play Ali for a couple years, but I think Will Smith did the best in my opinion.
It's hard. I think it's hard to capture his energy. Muhammad Ali was a very fiery character.
He
It's
was.
difficult for any regular actor to just embody. I love him. Like I really watch. I just would watch his interviews. I would watch documentaries about him. I'm so obsessed with him. I love him.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, Will Smith was with Ali doing this movie, because Ali was doing a lot doing his movies, but yeah, Ali,
Yes.
my number 11. Now we got our top 10. So what is your number 10?
Okay, so this movie, Coal Miner's Daughter, 1980, it was directed by Michael Apted, starring Sissy Spacek as the country singer Loretta Lynn. And I wasn't familiar with Loretta, to be honest, but I think she died like recently, and then I discovered there was a movie, a biopic about her life. So I went in not knowing what to expect, but I love Sissy Spacek so much. She blows me away with her acting. She's amazing. She's wonderful. So the movie just put me on. And I saw the struggles she went through, the hardships, how she was so poor. So I don't know. I love this film. It's like one of my favorites. It's really just a favorite, not even as a biopic, but as a movie in general.
Nice. I might have to check that out too. So my number 10.
You have to.
So my number 10. Okay, this is a deep one. And this is a very deep one. And I think you could relate to this more than me. But I enjoyed this. But you could relate to this more than anything. I think you got this on your list. I hope you got this on your list. I mean, because it's one of your favorite actors in this. Netflix had this, I believe, I think a 5-part miniseries about the 5 young men, and they went through something that didn't deserve it. But of course, they got justice at the end. Yes. Yeah, that is my number 10. And I got like, this was really powerful when I first saw this on Netflix, and I didn't know about the story before I watched it. So when I watched this and everything that it had been through, was just terrible. It was really terrible. But the acting was amazing.
One of the best miniseries ever made.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Ever.
Yeah, I agree.
And the injustice, those kids, it killed me. Like this series killed me because these are kids. We're talking about kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is what killed. Like, and there's a scene, brilliant child actors, brilliant actors playing mothers. When I think one of them was like, "Mom, nobody loves me," and he's in like juvie center or something, and she's like, "I will love you. I will love you. A love that will encapsulate you. That will be more than anything. Your pain, my pain. Your tears, my tears." And when I like, what a brilliant acting from this brilliant.
It was.
And Jerome, of course, there playing one of, and he had a whole episode for him to showcase his acting talent, and it was just brilliant. I love this series. What a great pick, Ken. What a great pick.
It was, man.
And Central Park 5.
Yeah, Central Park 5. Yeah, this was powerful, and I had to add this. because, it was. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
It's just hard imagining. Like I can tell you, it's just they're kids. Like what would like when I was watching I was crying. Like I was crying throughout because these are kids. How could this even happen? So what a kid.
I did shed a tear because it was and I
can never watch it again. It's hard.
Yeah, exactly. I can't watch it again. But it's amazing, and shout out to Ava.
DuVernay.
Ava DuVernay,
She was after this. She kind of took on this project. Kudos to her. Brilliant. Brilliant lady. Definitely.
Very, very, very. Yeah. When They See Us is my number 10. All right, what's your number? Ooh, that was a lot. That was a lot. Let's brighten up a little bit. What's your number 9? Hopefully you got something brighter.
Me? You're coming to the wrong person. Everything else is bleak.
Oh man. All right, what's your number 9, Miss Jaylan?
Okay. So my number 9 is a very sad story too, but it's a story of like resilience and like after the aftermath of something horrible. It's Stronger, directed by David Gordon Green, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Tatiana Maslany. And it's like, I was researching this film because I was interviewing the hair and makeup person who usually goes with Jake Gyllenhaal to his films, and he personally is his hair and makeup designer. And I was researching his films, and then I realized, oh, Stronger, I didn't see it. I usually watch Jake's films. And it blew me away because it was about Boston Strong, this guy who lost both his feet. And it was made beautifully about a person coming to terms with his body after like a catastrophe, and the relationship between him and his girlfriend, and the love, and how when you love someone, you just love them despite all odds, and you fight with them and you're with them. And it's done very beautiful. Like, there were scenes where I was just crying throughout. Like, it's a beautiful film. It's touching. Yes, it doesn't have a sad, bleak ending, but it's difficult to watch. Like, it's a difficult watch, but it's worth it. I swear, it's just so worth it.
I feel like I definitely heard that one before.
Yeah,
I definitely heard of it before. I might have to check that out too. When we send each other out,
yes.
Number 9 is a movie that came out in 1989. I believe this is probably my oldest movie I got on the list. And this was about a high school principal who ran a school in New Jersey. And this actor, he did an amazing job in this movie. Lean on Me, 1989. Joe Louis Clark, played by Morgan Freeman.
Okay. I saw Lean on Me at some point.
Yeah. It be coming on a lot. This is an old school movie, and Morgan Freeman, she Louise, man.
I love Morgan Freeman.
Amazing. Who doesn't love him? Yeah, of course. He did an amazing job. He did an amazing job. This is one of those movies that he really just should have got an award for this role. Should have got an Oscar for this role, and he didn't get an Oscar for this.
Of course.
Yeah, but yeah, this is an amazing movie. Morgan Freeman, legend. Lean on Me, number 9. So what is your number 8?
Okay, my number 8 is kind of a fun movie. I feel like it's a fun biopic. It's I, Tonya, directed by Craig Gillespie. I hope his name is correctly. Starring Margot Robbie, of course, as the notorious skater Tonya Harding. And to see Margot Robbie in this role where she's being just a badass, being a bitch, being kind of like rough and kind of, rugged, and she's not like a lady, she's not Margot Robbie movie star charisma. And also the character of Tonya Harding, she's the bad person, she's not a good person, but the idea that you really feel for her and you kind of sympathize in a way with her, even though she's playing really rotten in sports. So I just love this film. I love the direction they were taking with it, and I think it surprised me because, like I tell you, like Biopics, like yeah, sure, show me. But this one was kind of intelligent too, so I really loved the film. And it was also funny. Like for me, I found it really funny the way the character herself was portrayed. It was funny.
Nice. I love Margot. I love.
Margot is so lovely.
I love Margot.
Who would hate her? She's really, really something. She has this charisma. She has this beautiful energy. You love her. You gotta love her.
I do. So my number 8. This is one movie I wish I saw in a movie theater. I didn't do it this time. I worked in too much during the time, so I didn't get a chance to. This movie came out in 2013. It's by an actor who is amazing. A couple years later, he's done amazing roles until he passed away, sadly. Oh. But this movie was amazing. It's about the first African American baseball player. I got 42, who is about the life of Jackie Robinson, played by Chadwick Boseman.
And Chadwick, I can't believe Chadwick. We lost Chadwick. It's a break. It's heartbreak. He's brilliant.
Yeah, so I love everything that I love every movie that he done. But this was definitely one of my favorite because the story behind this movie, basically, him being a first black baseball player, wow. in a white, man sport, and they treat him like trash, and he overcame that and became a legend. And Chadwick did a thing. And Chadwick Boseman did a thing.
I was going to see all his. By the way, I was at one point. Told myself I have to watch all the films by Chadwick. Like we have to keep his legacy alive by watching every single film that he made, even the ones where he wasn't that famous. So I'm gonna check this
I
out.
agree.
First
I
thing.
agree.
Definitely.
Now this is one movie you should definitely check out. I would have James Brown as well, because he also did James Brown movie, but I didn't watch that a lot, so it's not on his list. But Chadwick is an amazing actor, man, and he'll always be missed. He'll always be missed.
Of course, he will be missed. He was brilliant.
He was
gone too soon.
Very, yes. Very going too soon. He was going too soon. I still sad we lost him.
Very much, because he was just a star. He was really a movie star.
Yeah, he was.
And I kind of, okay, so because you mentioned this, don't you think that now we need like a black movie star? I feel like we're lacking that. Like, I feel like it's all of a sudden like white guys. What happened? In the 90s, we used to have Wesley Snipes, Will Smith, you have Denzel, and you have like, even there was like Martin Lawrence, there was Eddie Murphy, like you had a lot, and they were competing, and their movies were breaking box office. But now I don't feel consistent. I don't feel the young ones are finding their way. You would put your hopes on Michael B. Jordan, but where is Michael B. Jordan? Mahershala Ali is trying to make, even I think I saw.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Exactly, and there's this tweet where guys, can you believe that Mahershala Ali is an Oscar winner and he can't? He's not working enough. Like, we can't see
I agree.
What is going on? So, yeah, I think they're killing the talent, and we need the talent up front, taking roles, acting like we used to have in the 90s. So, and even the oats. So, I don't know. It's kind of frustrating me for some point.
No, I agree. I mean, we had one person. Of course, we had Jonathan Majors at one point, but then what happened with him was kind of messed up his where his going.
Yes.
But I agree with you too. We do need a new black actor,
one who every year puts a movie after, and we had Jamie Foxx at some point playing like great roles in big films. So where is he? Where is this actor? We need him. We need him now to be an actor.
Yeah, we definitely need one in our generation. Right?
Exactly, we need one in our generation. That's so true.
I agree. But what's your number 7?
Number 7 is this very depressing film. You're gonna kill yourself if you watch it. It's Gia, directed by Michael Christopher, starring Angelina Jolie. And I think this was one of her best roles to date. Like, she made earlier stuff. She made later stuff that she got an Oscar for. I didn't really care for, but if they were willing to give her an Oscar for something, this role in particular. She played the doomed model Gia Karani, who died very, very young because I think her life spiraled out of control. You know, like the life of models in the past. I think now they're well protected more, where it's just bulimia and drugs and just a lifestyle of partying. And of course, poor her, she was always deprived of love. She couldn't find anyone beside her. So to overcome loneliness, she would embark on these drug trips and stuff. And it just broke my heart because Angelina was very beautiful in this film and she played it really beautifully. But also she went through some dark places to bring it out. So I think it's worth it. Like, yes, it will make you really sad at the end, but it's worth it.
Yeah, that sounds like a good movie.
And
I love Angelina Jolie. So
beautiful, and she's very humanitarian too. I love this side of her, to be honest.
Yeah. Right. So my number 7, it's a sad movie, but he overcame it. This is another movie. Yeah, this is another movie. This movie came out in 2006. I did not see this in the movie theater, but this is one of those movies where I appreciate it as I got older. I didn't appreciate it when it came out at the time, but it's played by another person who I just had on this list. I got The Pursuit of Happiness, played by Will Smith, played by Christopher Garner. And Jada Smith played by his son. And this movie was really deep, you know, from living in the car and look for a job and stuff like that. And then he got his big break at the end of the movie. It was very inspirational. Very inspirational. Like I said, I didn't appreciate it during this time.
But then you rewatched and fell in love with it. It happens.
Yeah, this is also Will Smith should have won for this one too. Honestly, he should have won an Oscar for this one too as
He
well.
should.
This
I
was a
think
really
he
good
did a
movie.
lot of Oscar-worthy roles that he
He
didn't get.
did. Will Smith did had a lot of Oscar-worthy roles, and he was nominated a lot, and he never won it until the King Richard movie.
Exactly. Too
But
late,
yeah,
I think.
yeah, he should have got it early. He should have got it earlier.
Very early. Yeah.
Either for this or Ali. He should have got it for Winner Noah.
Definitely.
Mainly this. He should have really got for this though. But yeah, this was a really powerful movie, and Pursuit of Happiness. My number 7. So what's your number 6? Oh, we almost done.
My number 6 is not a sad one. Okay, it's really enjoyable. It's called My Week with Marilyn, directed by Simon Curtis, starring Michelle Williams, and it had Eddie Redmayne. What I liked about this film, first of all, that I first thought Michelle Williams, Marilyn Monroe, no, she can't. But she really portrayed a beautiful side of her, because Marilyn Monroe is one of my favorites. I love her. But she really did her very beautiful, and it was also just a small portion of her life. The time where she was married to Arthur Miller, shooting The Prince and the Showgirl with Laurence Olivier, and all the problems that came from her trying to adapt to the English way, British way of directing and sets and stuff, and of course the problems that she was going through. She had a miscarriage. Her marriage was falling apart. It was just beautiful for me to see like a portion of her life where she didn't end up dead, because I was tired of every time showing her dead. And I really liked the film also because it had its moments. Like it's a good thing, like even the beauty of the reality of it. Like she was on a fling with this guy who thought, like Marilyn would leave her world of fame for him. And she was kind of like, I'm an actress, like I go on these adventures every time and then. So I liked even the realistic aspect of it, how he perceived the relationship or the casual fling, the romance, and how she viewed it and how it ended. So I really like it. I think it's also very enjoyable because it brings you scenes. If you love The Prince and the Showgirl, and I love classic movies, we should have our top 20 classic movies. I'm telling you, we will blow each other's brains out. And it's one of my favorite, like classic films. So to see behind the scenes and how they shot it, it was just so good.
We go talk more about that at the show.
Yes.
But my number 6. So my number 6 was, I got this miniseries that came out in 1997. Mm-hmm. And this was a 2-part miniseries that came out in NBC. It came on NBC, and this was about one of the biggest Motown artist groups. And to this day, I do enjoy this movie. To this day, I got The Temptations miniseries. It's about the life of the Temptations. That was produced by Susan D. Peck, who runs Motown Records, and Otis Williams, who is one of the living members of the Temptations to this day. And they had a lot of amazing actors in this movie. It's too much to name because a lot of them. But this was a really dope miniseries, and I do enjoy this to this day. Hearing about the life of the Temptations, and of course, I like when they talk about Motown groups, biopics, and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm still waiting for Stevie Wonder, but this was an amazing biopic, and yeah, if you haven't watched this,
I haven't. No, you tell me a lot of things I haven't watched. You give me like a great cinema education after the podcast.
Well, you can watch this on Tubi. It's on Tubi right now.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. All right, now time for our top 5 favorite biopics. And I got a strong feeling out of one of these 5, you might have the same thing. One of these 5. I know one of them for a fact. One of them I know for a fact.
I'll see.
One of them for a fact. So let's see.
Okay.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is I'm Not There, okay? Directed by Todd Haynes, starring all these amazing people playing different fictional characters or stages in Bob Dylan's life. And I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan. Like, it has Christian Bale, Cate Blanchett, Richard Gere, Heath Ledger. I'm not big on Bob Dylan. I don't really buy his music. But this film is not for just Bob Dylan fans, which is why I'm not really excited about the new Bob Dylan biopic. I don't really care. I don't want to see Timothée Chalamet playing Bob Dylan. I just don't care. But this film was just so creative. It's so inventive. It's so cool. It's amazing to see It's amazing to see Cate Blanchett being a guy. Like, it's so awesome. So Yeah, I just love this film so much. I love Todd Haynes. He's one of my favorite filmmakers ever. And this film was like one of him going wild and creative. I hope he goes back to doing that.
All right, there you go. All right, so my number 5. I'm gonna say this. It was hard picking these 5 movies. It was hard listing them in this correct order.
Yes.
I enjoy all of them. Temptation was supposed to be in my top 5, but these 5 was the ones that I really love. And so my number 5, I got this movie that came out in 1997. It's about this singer, and this amazing singer who's no longer with us. And Selena is my number 5.
Oh, wow, J-Lo.
Played by Jennifer Lopez, yeah.
Oh, I love Selena.
And I gotta thank my aunt because she introduced me to this movie as a kid. And I'm not the biggest J-Lo fan as an artist, but she did her acting.
I think as an actress, she's better than a musician. You know what I mean?
Like, I agree.
She's just so mid. But as an actress, she has many good roles. So I totally agree.
I agree. And she killed in this role. She killed it. She played Selena really well. I do feel this is better than the Netflix version of Selena when they had the series. I watched it. I never finished it, but
me too.
But yeah, Selena is a classic, and yeah, Selena is my number 5. What you got for number 4?
Okay, for number 4 is Born to Be Blue. It's directed by Robert Woodrow, starring Ethan Hawke and Carmen Hugo, who is a very beautiful actress. I wish she was in more roles. And he's playing Chet Baker, one of my favorite jazz musicians. And she plays one of his muses, like one of the women. But I think I loved the part with him and her more than anyone else. Because there's a scene where she's like, love me like you play your trumpet or something. And I was like, what? And the music was so beautiful. I love this film because it played Chet Baker not from a very, very precise biopic point of view, but more of the impression of him and what his life might have been. Also, he had like this tumultuous life too, which I love. I just think it's a beautiful like melody in the middle of the day. Like when I watched it, I was like, wow, look at these shots, look at this frames and stuff like that.
All right, so my number 4. I'm shocked that you did not see this movie yet. You might have it. I could be wrong.
Tell me.
But I'm shocked you didn't see this movie yet. So this is from 1993, and it's about an artist who recently passed away. Literally, I believe she passed away last year, either last year or this year. It's played by an actress who should have won for this role. She should have run for this role. And to this day, we always talk about this. So I think you know who I'm talking about. And
it's my number 2, man. I know what you're talking about.
I got What Love Got to Do with It. Tina Turner played by Angela Bassett. Ike Turner played by Lauren Fishburne, who also was nominated for this role too. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was nominated for Oscar for this role either.
And he played it brilliantly. Are they crazy?
Yeah, they played. Yeah, both of them. Oh my goodness.
This film is spectacular. This film is so good. I can't believe.
Yeah, and you know Angela Bassett. Almost everything she played is amazing. Amazing actress. This movie was amazing. Yes.
Played a wonderful icon, and the film is just so beautiful. And she captured her energy beautifully, and also to see how hard her domestic life was, how she was just brutally hurt and beaten. It's just so beautiful. It's spectacular film. It's like my number 2. My number 2.
And
you killed it for me. Thank you.
And I'm happy that after everything she'd been through, her life went way better, and
exactly. She thrived after she left him.
Yeah,
it was so bad for her.
And she alleged to this day until she passed away recently. But you know, Tina Turner, rest in peace.
All right, Tina.
What Love Got to Do with It? My number 4. Yeah, legend. So what's your number 3?
Legend. My number 3 is Elvis. Directed by Baz Luhrmann, starring my favorite of all time.
I knew it was coming. I knew Elvis was on the list. I was waiting for you to mention it. I was waiting for it.
Exactly. It's, of than when I first saw that. It's starring, of course, my favorite Austin Butler, whom I love, and I think he is one of the reasons that elevated the film. Because now, when I watch, like Priscilla, my love for Elvis Presley as a musician kind of decreased.
Yeah.
Maybe there are faults and flaws with the film. Tom Hanks in a tracksuit wasn't just something that you like, but I think what made this film that iconic was Austin's performance. He was really brilliant in it. He really played the role. He gave it his all. He gave it his heart. He really went deep into it, and I think this is what mesmerized us. Like, this is what made us, when we were in 2022, like, what is this? Not for Elvis as an Elvis, but for him, what he did, what he brought to the table. So yeah, it's definitely my number 3.
I know we spoke about this. We're doing our top 20 favorite movie, and you told me to watch it.
Yes,
I still haven't watched it because it wasn't on no streaming service. It recently came on Tubi, so I will be able to watch it now. So I will watch it.
Even if you don't like Elvis, I totally understand.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
I'm not
the biggest fan of Elvis the artist, but
yeah.
I would check out this movie because Jaylan recommended it, and I believe that.
And Austin is a very good actor. He did a great job. Yes, exactly.
So I would check out the movie. Whenever I come back on Tubi again. So my number 3 is a movie that came out in 1992. This is a powerful movie that I saw as a kid. Of course, as a kid, I didn't understand it. As I got older, I understand it. This movie was made by Spike Lee. And this person who played this person should have won an Oscar for this too. He didn't win an Oscar for this. He won an Oscar later.
Don't tell me.
Uh-oh. What do you think I got? What do you think is what guy?
Malcolm X.
Yep, that's my number 3. Yep, Malcolm X. That's my number 3. Denzel Washington as Malcolm X.
I will kill you. This is my number 1. What? You killed it.
Oh wow!
You killed it for me.
Oh wow!
You killed my first 2. What am I doing in this episode? I just probably leave.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Malcolm X. Denzel was brilliant.
He was brilliant.
Brilliant in a person.
Yes.
And they weren't going to give it to him, of course, because Malcolm was a controversial character. So they weren't going to give it to him. So, but he played. First of all, the film is brilliant. I love Spike Lee. He's one of my favorite authors. I think he was an author. If he was in France or Europe, they would have hailed him like an auteur of cinema. You know what I mean? Not just a regular director. This guy really creates worlds. This is a brilliant film.
Yeah. Fun fact about Spike Lee. I always see Spike Lee every here and there because he always have events. I always see him live, but never met him close up. So hopefully one day I meet him close up. But yeah,
I wish I would meet him. I wish I would interview him. Like, imagine getting inside his mind. Like,
me too.
Wow, how are you the way you are?
Yes, me too. But Malcolm X was an amazing movie. Jeez, I learned so much about Malcolm X doing this movie, and Denzel really killed this movie. So yeah, he should have won. He should have won the Oscar for this. And that's my number 3. You already say your number 2 is What Love Got to Do with It.
Yes.
Well, don't worry.
I said it already.
Don't worry. Don't worry. You already blew my number 2 too. Ray was my number 2. We're
around each other.
Yeah. And you said Malcolm X was your number 1.
Yes. So what is yours?
So my number 1 is this. I got this miniseries that came out in 1992, and as a kid, I didn't watch it at 92 because I would still have a fear of the person. But I watched it later, and yeah, I've always been a fan ever since. And the movie I'm talking about is The Jacksons and American Dreams. Basically, talk about the life of the Jackson family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You were afraid of the person.
I was afraid of Michael Jackson as a kid.
You're right. Exactly.
Because of the video.
Thriller.
Yeah.
Oh my! As a kid, I really thought he like walked the alleys dark at night. He was like, he made some scary music videos, even bad, and he kind of had this. I think even Smooth Criminal scared me as a kid because there were kids that were kidnapped. I don't know what's going on, you guys. So yeah, Michael Jackson was scary. Of course, he had to. Like, if you want to make a film about him, I hope you can capture the fear. But no, I don't think so. Anyway.
Yeah. So doing this. So I'm afraid to still out the kid, but after I got over my fear, I watched the biopic of the Jackson family because this is about the family itself, about them going through Jackson 5, and then Michael Jackson early went solo. We went through Thriller, and then he burned his hair and stuff like that. And this was an amazing biopic. About the family, about how they grew up, and how Joseph treated them, and everything like that. And it also had an amazing cast too. I think doing this top 5, Angela Bassett was on the list 3 times doing the top 5. But Love Got to Do with it. Michael Mack, and she played Katherine Jackson on The American Dream. And and this was an amazing biopic. A lot of actors started doing this movie. Terrence Howard, this was his first role doing this movie. This was his first role. I also got a fun fact. My high school teacher played older Jermaine in this movie. My high school teacher played older Jermaine in this movie.
Really?
Yes, that's serious. That's serious. I remember this came on
That's
ABC.
so cool.
Yeah, I know. This movie came on ABC in '92 for 2 nights. And it just had a whole lot of cast. This is a lot of cast. Vanessa Williams was in it. Billy D. Williams played Barry Gordy. I forgot the guy who played Joseph, but he's an amazing actor as well. Lauren Hilton Jacob, Bubby Robinson. This Jason Reba played young Michael, and this cast was amazing, and the music, everything. They got all the music. It was produced by Motown, Barry Gordy and stuff, and this was amazing. If you never saw this biopic, you should watch this biopic because it's amazing.
I have to.
Yes,
everything that you told me.
Yes, you have to. And as I said earlier, that they are having a Michael biopic coming in 2025. Michael Jackson played by his nephew, Jafar Jackson, and they got an all-star cast. I forgot his name. You mentioned his name earlier. Oh, Domingo. There you go.
Colin Domingo is there.
Yeah,
wow.
Domingo, yeah, he played Joseph.
Oh, wow.
Colin Domingo, he played Joseph. Nia Long played.
Stellar cast.
Leah Long played Catherine. This new Michael movie is going to be amazing. It can't wait to watch it in 2025. I hope they get it right. But I believe they will. But I really hope they get it right. And I forgot who the director.
Antoine Fuqua. Okay, so who is Antoine?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I know this guy.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, you do. Yeah. I know you. I forgot. He did a movie.
Definitely.
He did a movie that came out recently, I think.
Rob Peace, King Chicago. The Equalizer 3. He made The Equalizer 3, which I really liked, by the way. And I think he made the Equalizer TV series. No, not TV series. The series of movies. He started with Equalizer 2 and then 3. And he made Southpaw by Jake Gyllenhaal, which was a good, by the way, boxing film. And he captured boxers in really intense... I love boxing movies which kind of show us, like faces and pain and stuff like that. So I think Antoine Fuqua this is a guy who would make the gritty. I don't want it to be pop sugar, fluffy biopic. I want it to be dark because Michael was dark. I wanted to capture his pain and his darkness and what they did to him. Because a lot of people kind of use this poor guy like they do with all artists. And then they kind of wear them dry, like what we hear with Matthew Perry and how they would give him illicit drugs until the poor guy passed, R.I.P. So I think Michael was the same case, and these people are usually not protected. No one is there for them. No one stands by their side, and they're vulnerable. So I hope they capture the darkness.
From what I heard they capture everything. They're going to be honest about this. They're going to be honest about it, and that's why I really want to see it, because they're going to be honest about everything.
Exactly.
They're not going to sugarcoat it, nothing. And I think the family approved of it, and the family approved of this. So that's what I want to see as well. When a family approved the biopic,
it's going to be good.
Yes, yes. So I'm looking forward to Michael, and you gotta check out the Jackson and American Dream is amazing, and that's my number one. So one last question before we go: What is a biopic that you watch that haven't made your list? I know this was hard to make.
There is a lot of biopics I think that I watched and didn't make my list.
Oh, so give me your top two. Your one or two.
Definitely Till by Daniel Detweiler. This is a true story and it moved me so much. And I really wanted to put it, but kind of like got lost, I think, in the way. And I think to the social network, because it was revolutionary. Like everybody wanted to know. Back in the day, we all had Facebook, and everybody wanted to know who this guy was. So when I watched this film, I couldn't believe how much I hated him. So for me, it was like, wow, how can you guys be that brave? It's not a biopic, but I think it's beautiful. Spencer by Pablo Larraín, which depicted not Diana, but a fictional life of her, like a fictional version of her, which I thought was better than just a biopic, which gives you the person, because sometimes you want to see how they felt, how the world felt around them. So these three would have been definitely on my list.
Okay.
Till, of course, where Daniel Detweiler deserved to be nominated, deserved, and Social Network and Spencer.
I do have a see Till. Yeah, I wanted to see Till, but I do haven't seen it yet. I definitely gotta watch it.
It's just so hard. It's so hard. I swear, you have to watch it on a good day. Don't go there. Like it's really difficult, but it's worth it.
So me, some movie that didn't make my list. The Wolf on Wall Street is one. Leo.
It's so good. You're right.
It's so good. Yeah, it's so good. Only reason why I didn't put it because I only watched it once, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. That's one. The Birth of a Nation. That's another one that came. Yeah, that was a. I know that was a deep one. That was deep. That was too deep.
Too deep.
I watched it at the movie theaters. At the end of the movies, it was quiet.
Yeah.
It wasn't quiet because it was bad. Because it wasn't bad. It was quiet because it was deep. And nobody said,
lost for words. They can't even
speak. Nobody said. Yeah, it was quiet, and and he was supposed to be nominated, but then stuff that happened with him in the past, it turned out it wasn't even real. It was a lie. And he was another person that could have done big things, but something along the way messed up his career. It was a lie. It was a lie. And something else. I did have one more on my list that I was supposed to add. This list was hard to make. This list was hard.
Exactly. There's a lot that of course, you missed a lot. What can you do? Yeah. Like, there's a lot of great biopics. Yeah, exactly. So you just have to sacrifice some.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, the James Brown movie, Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, that was another one. That I just said that earlier. That was another one that's supposed to make the list. But since I didn't watch it too much, it didn't make the list. But, thank you, Jaylan, for coming to the show as always. This was a really fun episode. And thank you for sharing your list. And you already know it's always fun to have a conversation with you. So thank you for coming on again.
Always fun to talk to you. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you so much. I love coming here.
Yes. And you're always welcome on MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. But of course, before you go, drop your social media where everybody can reach you, and drop where every new project that you're working on. Everything you're working on right now. I'm
working on a really good piece for In Session Film website. It's an amazing place that I write for. I think this is the main now. I'm interviewing a lot of artists, which I love, on the J interviews. And also there is the J reviews, where I hope you will come and we will talk about a new movie soon. Oh. Definitely. And you can find me on Twitter on Jaylan_Salah. This is my Twitter initial, or X or whatever. And on Instagram, Jaylan Salman. And of course, the J Days YouTube channel, where you find my interviews, my movie reviews, my chats with fellow cinephiles and film lovers. And I hope you enjoy.
Yes, there you go. And I'm waiting for you to bring me back on the J Days reviews, because I enjoyed the last time when I was on it. And let me know. And thank you, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, Now, I am the host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spinoff Series Thursdays. And Spinoff Series Thursday is the new home for MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spinoff Series that brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music Podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called The Face Off, which is a versus inspired game, and we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out A Conversation About Music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the Old School Show that featured myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk Podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. So look out for MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursday, A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursdays. The Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series, and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning in to this latest episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank you to my special guest, Jaylan, for coming on the show. It's always good vibe when you come on the show. And thank you for doing the Top 20 Countdown show with me. And she will be back at the second half of season 8 in 2025. And when she be back, we have a major announcement about the Top 20 Countdown show. So yeah, once again, thank you, Jaylan, for coming on the show. Always good conversation when you come on the show. And y'all already know where y'all can check out MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series, every Thursdays for spin-off series Thursday, where we have shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. And the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Spin-off Series Thursday will be returning in January of 2025. Save the date. Spin-off Series Thursdays will be returning in January of 2025. Once we get the official release date for each shows, I will keep you posted. Spin-off Series Thursdays will be returning in January of 2025. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, and Podchases. The more y'all rate the show, the more people know about Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube at Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. If you want me to get on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast for the main series or any other spin-off series Thursday show, send me a bio about yourself and everything that you do to my email at ypgent@gmail.com or hit me up on social media, Ken_Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, Ken_Mr. Mr. Gentleman, GENTLEMAN. And we can set something up because I am still looking for guests for the rest of season 8 of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast, even season 9, and many more. So hit me up if you want to be a guest on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. I am always looking for guests. You can check out other shows that I am a part of. You can check me out on the Premier Boy Podcast with myself, Aaron Keto Sands, the Star Rider Ride, and Long Little Chief Mighty Mel. New episodes every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Also, check out other shows in the Premier Podverse. King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron. King Talk Sands every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast, hosted by the Star Rider Ride, every Monday at 12 p.m. Welcome to the Trilogy, hosted by Long Little Chief Mighty Mel. New episodes coming soon. Listen and support every show in the Premier Podverse. And y'all already know what time it is. It's time for everybody's favorite segment. It's time for Mr. Gentleman Like That Shoutouts, where I shout out 4 shows and get them their flowers. The first show that we're going to mention for Mr. Gentleman Like That Shoutouts is Hippo Wellness, hosted by Cindy, who is a part of the Unfiltered Studio Network. And this show pretty much discusses everyday life and many more. And this is a really good show, very insightful. And yeah, check out Hippo Wellness. The next show that we're going to talk about is The American Dreams in the Eyes of Immigrants, hosted by Haiti De La Cruz, who discuss with many guests, talk about their life journeys as being an immigrant and many more. This is a very good show. I love hearing her stories that's going on in the show. And we have her actually as next episode guest on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. So I can't wait for y'all to hear this episode. And shout out to her for being a podcast nominated podcast host. So yeah, The American Dreams in the Eyes of Immigrants. The next podcast show that I'm going to talk about is Podcast for Profit, hosted by Morgan Franklin. And this podcast show pretty much discusses a lot of podcast tips about how to make a podcast, how to deal with podcasts and social media, and many more. This is a very dope show. If y'all need tips about anything when it comes to work on a show, you should definitely listen to the show. It's really dope. And last but not least, we have a podcast shout out favorite, 12-3 Talkback, hosted by Victoria J. You know, she have a daily dose of inspirational for every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. She interviewed guests about people like journeys, and she have a new segment called Queen Table Talk, where she round up a lot of amazing women and discuss about what's going on in the culture and everything in the world, everything. So check out 12-3 Talkback, hosted by Victoria J. And check out the 4 shows that I mentioned for Mr. Gentleman Like That Shoutouts: Hippo Wellness, The American Dreams in the Eyes of Immigrants, Podcast for Profit, and 12-3 Talkback. And that is this week, Mr. Gentleman Like That Shoutouts. And of course, you can add me on Good Pods, Ken, Mr. Gentleman. Y'all already know Good Podcast to media independent podcasters. You can see what everybody listens to. We can rate each other's shows. And we have the charts. And of course, it's time for Mr. Gentleman Like That Achievements, where we spotlight everything Mr. Gentleman like that podcast is doing. And of course, we got the Good Pod charts. And we are number 1 for society and culture. We've been number 1 for 2 days now. We are also number 1 for personal journal. And we've been number 1 for 4 days. So thank you everybody who started to listen to MrGentleman Like That Podcast once again. We are in the top 10 for top 100 shows. And we are number 3 for top 100 episodes, normal charts. And number 2 on the indie charts for episode 145. Allow me to reintroduce myself. So once again, thank you everybody who listened to the season 8 premiere of MrGentleman Like the Podcast. It really means a lot, for y'all to listen and to hear about my journey. I just want to say thank you everybody that took the time to listen to MrGentleman Like the Podcast on the season 8 premiere. It really means a lot. Y'all just don't understand. So once again, I thank y'all. And of course, y'all gotta check out the official website of MrGentleman Like the Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com. Check out every episode of MrGentleman Like the Podcast. Watch every video of MrGentleman Like the Podcast, from the audio, from MrGentleman Like the Podcast TV, from MrGentleman Facts Quote of the Day, and many more. Check out every guest profile from MrGentleman Like the Podcast, all 70 guests. Check out all my guest appearances on other podcast platforms, which I got many more coming soon. And check out the official merch store at tpublic.com. The search MrGentleman Lifestyle Store. We have shirts, hoodies, mugs, and many more. And check it out at tpublic.com. Just search MrGentleman Lifestyle Store. And check out the official website at www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning into this latest episode of MrGentleman Like That Podcast. Next episode, we got Haley De La Cruz coming on the show, and we're going to discuss about her podcast nomination, about her podcast show, The American Dream in the Eyes of Immigrants, her being a podcast coach, and many more. Have a good day or night wherever you're listening to this episode.
My name is Brianna Lightfoot Smith, and you're listening to the MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.